near Los Alamos.
Rain.
Yeah, actually got some rain. Let's get right into it. Some rain in the Espanola area, kind of in and around the Las Conchas fire, and that is good news. Relative humidity is up. The winds haven't been too bad today. We've had some gusts around the fire, around 20 miles per hour, but they really weren't sustained. We've had reports of hail in the Espanola area, a nice size cell going over White Rock right now. We could see flooding in this area from water coming down both of these mountains. A lot of the stuff that keeps the water kind of on the mountain and slows it has been burned away, especially with the Pacheco fire, and then as we will see with the Las Conchas fire, flash flooding is going to be a big concern, so careful if you do see any flooded roads or flooded arroyos. As we look to the northeast, also a pretty decent cell just making its way over Wagon Mound. A very busy day in Raton. Some areas have picked up more than 2 inches of much needed rain. Here in Albuquerque, very spotty activity. We will continue with thunderstorm chances into the evening hours, and we had some storms rolling over Belen and also some over Socorro right now. As we get into tomorrow, things are going to be similar to what we had today. We're seeing these storms kind of rotate around a cell of high pressure, which is anchored over the Farmington area. Farmington's kind of right under this thing, so they're not getting a lot of action. As we look at our fire forecast, once again, tomorrow storm chances and well into Tuesday. As you'll notice, temperatures aren't too high, winds are calm, and relative humidity is up, so that is great news as far as firefighting conditions. Isolated storms into the evening. As we get into tomorrow, though, we're going to see pretty much the same coverage because this high continues to pump moisture into the region. That's helping us pop off the thunderstorms, mainly in the mountains, but we are seeing some of those storms kind of drift off. So we had some popping off over the Sandias and Manzanos, and we're seeing them spill into the valleys. So for Sunday, we'll have isolated scattered thunderstorms. The mountains will be favored, but we'll see those drifting once again. As we get into Independence Day, the storm chances will linger for these areas mainly. So some of us could see some lightning over the 4th, and we really need to be careful because that can be deadly. We are under that air quality alert because of the Las Conchas fire, so the areas you see here in orange may be dealing with some smoke, especially heavy in the morning hours. If you can smell it and you can see it, try to get out of it. And you saw kind of that haze today in Albuquerque as we look at our time lapse of the Sandia Peak kind of hanging out. Some of this is low clouds, and you can see those clouds kind of scaling over and dropping a little bit of rain here and there. Not widespread activity in the Albuquerque area, and that won't be the case tomorrow, but we do have a crack at some thunderstorms. Right now in Albuquerque, 89 degrees, winds are southwest at 13 miles per hour, relative humidity at 21%. As we look at wind speeds across the state, not too brutal compared to what we've had this spring. 12 in Los Alamos, 10 in Farmington, 22 in Gallup, 14 in Clayton, and a little bit gusty up in Raton at 28 miles per hour. Let's do the numbers here. Northwest New Mexico, partly cloudy with isolated thunderstorms. A better chance for activity in the Farmington and Durango areas. That high is going to kind of wobble to the north and the west, and you guys will be more on the periphery of it, which could get better storm coverage. As we look at the week ahead, we're going to hang on to these storm chances. Even into the 4th of July, we could see some activity. So please be careful if you are doing activities outside. We don't want any dangerous situations with lightning. Another warm one in the southwest, 100 in Glenwood, 86 in Silver City, mid-90s for Deming, Silver City, and Las Cruces. As we look at the 7-day forecast for Silver City, we will hang on to these storm chances because that high is really just going to sit in place and continue to pump moisture into the region to help us fire off storms, especially in the mountains. In the southeast, not the greatest chances. You guys are kind of on the far end of the high. Better chances would be found in the mountains. 96 in Roswell, 97 in Carlsbad. Definitely warm out there. A little bit cooler in Ruidoso at 82 degrees. In northeast New Mexico, whoops, let's get to Roswell. I jumped the gun there. So we'll hang out in the 90s. 4th of July is looking hot, but not a lot of storm activity. And then we'll end the week with the triple-digit temperatures once again in Roswell. Northeast New Mexico, 81 in Mora, 94 in Springer, 97 in Tucumcari, 86 in Las Vegas. Storms once again. We'll have them this evening and then again for tomorrow. 92 in Espanola, 84 in Los Alamos, 89 in Santa Fe. Scattered storms tomorrow. The mountains will be favored, but they will likely drift into other locations as well. And we will hang on to storm chances well into the week for the Santa Fe area. And we'll keep an eye on the 4th of July for Santa Fe. 92 in Tierras, 89 in Moriarty. Isolated storms tonight and then again for tomorrow. South winds 10 to 15 right here in the Duke City. Isolated storms this evening, and then we'll do another round for tomorrow and even drifting into the 4th. 96 degrees in the South Valley. Same story in Belen, southwest. South winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. 7-day forecast shows us hanging on to those storm chances. So we really need to be careful. I was talking with Crystal this morning. We did have a death, I think, a couple of years ago in Rio Rancho, a lightning strike.
Yes, lightning strike.
So let's be careful with the lightning out there.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Ian. Here's a look at tonight's primetime